I am in a site which I created yesterday as fast as I possibly could. So you're going to see things like this that are duplicated. And it does, you know, it's like an elementary quick website. Yeah, I built this yesterday. All the counters are the same. I did switch some pictures in this little section here. Here, why don't we just look at it as it in its true form? So I just went by a template that I saw. And so yeah, I mean, this was really quick. It took me about an hour to put this together. I built it in sections and columns. And I thought, since containers were coming, I thought, wouldn't this just be lovely if I could do a live show? I probably will not be able to get through all of this today because it took me more than an hour to get this built. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this site section by section, and we're going to, and this may be over a live session, and it may be over a live build it session, but I will, so I can put it in a series, whether it's on a chat or a build it or a tutorial, I don't know. But we're in the process, and I'll put them in a playlist so that you can go back and find them in order in which they are built. So we're going to take the header here. So we're going to take the header and convert it into containers because it was built in sections and columns. All right, so let's go up to the header. And so that we are not distracted, let me open up with a Command I, the Navigator. And what I'm going to do, and yes, you can do this, I'm going to turn off, nope, that's not what I want to turn off. And I should have labeled all this stuff, but I didn't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off everything else on the page so that we are not distracted by other things. So I'm going to turn them off. So all that we have is the header and the menu. So let me label this header. Yes, we are live and we're doing this. So if weird things happen, I'm going to have to figure it out. Okay, so the header and the menu are there together, and I have turned off everything else. I need to go turn on from the Elementor settings, the experiments, and come down here to Flipbox container and turn it on because I turned it off. And the next question is, can you have containers and sections commingle together on the page at the same time? Yes, you can. Set the container to active, and we'll come down here to bottom and say save. And so if we go back, Flipbox container now has a green dot, which means it is active. Lovely. All right, so we'll go back to our page, and I'm going to update the page, and I'm going to do a hard refresh, which is Command-Shift-R or Control-Shift-R if you're on Windows. What that does is basically it just does a refresh of the page in the Chrome browser, Command-Shift-R or Control-Shift-R. If you're using another browser, I can't tell you what the keyboard shortcut is. All right, got to pay attention to the time. Oh, and look at that. When you do a hard refresh, you have to turn everything off again. Well, isn't that fun? Okay. Note to self. Note to self. It does not keep its hidden items in the Navigator. You have to turn them back off. Okay, good to know. Hopefully we won't have to do that again. Alrighty, so here we are. Let me move the Navigator a little bit down above my head. There we are. Okay, so we just turned on the containers, and here, there they are. Now, if I come up here to this section, notice what we have here. We have a convert button. All right, so please do tell us, Catherine, what happens when you hit the convert button? Well, with all this word salad down here, it should say it copies the section, duplicates it, and puts it below said section. Okay, as a container. All right, so we'll just do that. Yes, we shall. I'm going to oops, nope, you don't right click. It would be nice if you could, if it was in this menu system, but nope, something in me wanted to do that. Okay, so we're just going to I'm going to select the section, and we know it's a section because it's light blue, and I'm going to say convert. So here we go. Doesn't look like much changed. So we've got our container and it is converted, and it looks like everything is all right. What I want to do is some things are floating up to the top here, and I want to center these items inside of here. So if I go to the container, edit the container, and I go to items, and I say justify content center, lovely, that works. I'm just going to right click, copy that, save time, paste style, and paste style. So there's a little tweaking that we needed to do to line those up. And so now I would say that's done, but we could also check our responsive mode. So we're going to hit the responsive mode. It may take twice as long because, okay, there, everything looks good. And let's go mobile. And everything looks good. Okay, the logo's a little bit big, but that's just a detail we really don't need to get into. But it converted well. We just needed to align the icons to the center. So we can delete this if we want to, and I want to. So we're just going to hit delete. And so now all we've got is our newly converted version. All right, so now we're going to go through, this is a button that I stretched out in this column, and this is a menu which I've pushed over to the right-hand side with a blue background. So we're going to click on it, and I'm going to hit convert. All right, so immediately we see a little bit of stuff going on. It didn't exactly convert well, but that's okay. We're going to figure out what's going on with this button over here, because I tried to stretch it within the column, but now we're working with containers. So let's see here. It looks pretty good. And let's just go take a look at this button. What's going on? Okay, so if I go justified, we've still got a gap going on. Okay, that goes there. Do we have on said button, do we have any padding or margin? No, we do not. Okay, so let's look at the width of this container. We've got 24, and the content is full width. That's good. But what's going on? See, we got this white space. White space. Okay, so if it's 24.29, what is the width of this container? 7570. So I'm not a math girl, but I don't think the math is right. So why don't we do this? I'm just going to come in here and container. I'm just going to call this 25%, not 98. We're going to say 25%. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to make this container 75. Oh, Lord. 7,002 won't work. Yet we still have a gap happening. Oh, but think ahead, girlfriends and boyfriends. If we right-click and edit the menu, because hold on. If we click on this. Okay, here's the next question, boys and girls, because I've not done this. Okay, are we looking at a container? Okay, yes. Okay, so we have a parent container and we have two children. Now remember what is default. The reason why we are seeing this gap, the genius has just come online in my brain, is because by default there is a gap. There is a gap. In the items, element gap. There we go. In the parent, yes we are, delete. Look at that, it got even bigger. What's that all about? It got bigger and I deleted it. What is that all about? Okay. It gets bigger. There we go. For some odd reason, I had to force it to 0. Because by putting a 0 in there, it had a glitch. That's all it is. It's a glitch. It works now. Okay, let's move on. But, you know, you need to know some of these wackadoodle things, and we're live. All right. So we've got the menu. It is wonderful that it carries over the name of from the section to the container. It replicates the name. So if we come over here and look, we've got columns, but now we've got containers. But it is nice that it replicates I'm going to say parent in this case because we have to use our vocabulary and move to parents and children. Because we have the parent, which is the named menu container, and then we've got the children, which is the button. And we can very simply come in here and name these things. Button and menu. All right. So that we know what we're working with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here to the section and I'm going to delete it because we've got pretty much what we needed. Boop. So I actually like this better. It fills the whole space from there to there. All right, so let me turn off that because that's kind of annoying. Good, wonderful, and lovely. So let me collapse this and let's move on to the hero. So we're just rolling with it. The next thing we need to do, we need to check responsiveness. Okay, that looks good. And let me edit the menu. 66%. Okay, what do we got rolling here in the tablet mode? 34%. Okay, so let's just play with this because I'm not liking the way this button is breaking. So let's see what we can do with the percentages in order to get the button to be the width of the logo and then have the menu be the rest of the... So now we're just going to play with, let's go 20, 22 little. So we're just going to use our little uptick here. 25. Let's go 24. And let's go 76 here. 76. Let's put a 7 there. That looks good. And it gets a little squooshed because the words and things don't fit. So let's check the button and check the padding. Let's just force a 0 in there. Nothing happens. Okay. Because there's just not enough room for all of that to happen. And we really don't want to make the logo any bigger. But where is this? This is, okay, hold on. Let's go to this container. There's got to be something in the advanced. Yep, the right side. Let's put 0 in there so that the menu gets centered in the middle of the space. Okay. So the only thing that's left to do with this button is we're going to have to take the arrow out because things are just not fitting. Let's go back, edit the button. Okay, there's no margin and there's no padding. And let's go back to the button and let's go to advanced. Yep, okay, go to content, the style. Oh, there's our padding. Okay, let's see what happens when we force a 0 in there. Whew. Okay, so we're getting the words to fit. That's great. Let's go back to content and the icon spacing. Let's just get that there. And then let's go back and style the button. And we're all locked together with the same values, top, right, bottom, and left. Okay, so 14 is great. And so what if I unlock and go left and right 0 and left 0? Okay, that's what happens. Okay, so we'll just go back and put 14 in there. Ooh, see, Elementor, let me just, you just saw what just happened. Okay, Elementor, for some reason you have changed these value boxes to have a 0 in there all the time. And that's not cool. So let's go 10. Or maybe nothing on the right. Let's go back to 0. Okay. All right. We're good with the button. Let's move on. But we're still a little squashed. Let's go 18 on the top and 18 on the bottom. Okay, and then we need to align our button in the middle because it doesn't look like it's in the center. Does it look like it's in the center to you? Doesn't look like it's in the center to me. All right, so we're going back to layout. We're going to items. It is, oops, it was in the center. It just looks like it's top heavy and there's more space down below. So what shall we do about that? Let's go to the menu and advanced. On the nav menu or on the container itself? Good question. Let's go to advanced and let's go unlock. And on the top, let's add 5. Ooh, see? That 0's in there, and I'm not happy about that 0. You have to highlight it and then type your value. They did something with the values in the boxes, y'all. That's all I'm going to say is something's happened. Didn't used to be that way, and I'm not about to roll back and figure it out, but something's changed. Okay, the menu looks good. Let's move on. Let's turn on our next section. Okay, yep, that's the, And let me just click on this. Okay, there's the menu. All right, and then here's the hero section. Let's turn it on. Now the hero section is a section, and it's not a container, but we're going to convert it. All right, so, oh, we didn't look at, sorry, I'm jumping ahead. We didn't look at mobile. Looks good. Looks good to me. This is a little bit big. Why don't we just fix that? That is the image. All right, so let's change the width of the icon logo. So let me hit update. So we're looking good on mobile, we're looking good on tablet, and let's go back to desktop. All right, so we've got our header, we've got our menu, rockin'. We're going to hit convert. And when you hit convert, it goes and converts it into a container, and things are not as they look like. So what happened was, when it converts it to a container, it just shoves it to the top because it's not defined. You have a parent container, which is the hero, which is lovely, but then it also shoves your content into a container so that you can control it in some way, shape, or form. So we've got 2 headings and a button. Great. So we have a parent-child relationship. The hero is the parent, which is the tab here, tabbed container, with the name. And then we've got the container, which is the child that holds all of the heading and the button. We need to control the child that holds the children widgets. So I'm going to go to container, and I'm going to go to items, and I'm going to say justify content to the center. Ooh, looks like we're real close to what we had before. That is a section, and we're going to delete it because we've got what we want. Boop, looks good, looks good. And then we're going to go to mobile, And we're a little bit heavy on the font size. So I'm going to go to the font. H2. Shouldn't be an H2. So let's make it a div. And let's go control that font size. We made it a div, and now we're going to go to the typography, and it's to rem. Let's go 1.5. That looks good. Let's do a little line height going on here. And 1.4 looks a little bit better. This puppy we're going to make sure is an H1. But we need to drop down the font size because that's a little bit gargantuan. Typography. Hey, there you are. All right, rem 3. Let's go 2. It's a little squished. And this needs to be a little bit smaller. I'm not a perfectionist. I'm just saying what works for me may not work for you. Let's go 1.3. That's much better. But then we've got our text that is really big in the space. So let's edit that. Let's just go a wee bit smaller with that typography. And we're at 2. Let's go 1.8. Okay, that's great. You can't really see it because it clashes with the background, but we're not going for perfection. We're just, there's only so much we can do in a live show. So you can scream all you want to, but we're just going to move on. You can't read it. Normally, in regular circumstances, I would not do that. I would do something like this. Okay, if you want me to do it, I can hear you screaming. I'm going to go to a background overlay, and we'll just make it darker. We need to pick a color, and we're going to go, we need a black color body. Let's just do this. That makes it look better. Is that the color of the, nope, we want the sunshine blue. There, that looks much better, but we can always monkey with the, make it completely blue. We don't want that, but we want it so that there's a little bit of contrast. Let's go 5.0. Yeah, 5.0. Okay, we'll hit update. All right. All right, so that looks good. Let's go to mobile real quick. Looks lovely. All right, we're actually getting through this faster than I thought. We won't get to everything because we have T-minus 15 minutes and counting, and then at the end of 15 minutes, we'll wrap up and we'll just have chitty chat session. And then we'll say bye-bye in about half an hour. Because we got to get ready for the Elementor live show at 11 o'clock on Facebook and YouTube. Elementor is having a live show. They're revealing the 3.7 features. How they can do all of that in 45 minutes, I don't know. They should have made it an hour, but maybe they want questions for the last 15. Who knows? All right. Yeah, I read the chat. I read what you're saying. Let's go back to that. That's a little bit blue. Okay, there. I gave it a blue hue. I listen. All right, so we've got everything rocking with the hero. So we'll collapse the hero. Let's move on to the features. We'll turn that on. We've got a little bit of an, moving too fast. We've got a little bit of an overlap here. That's the pointer, help us. Yep, we got a little bit of a overlap here. And we've got a flip box, which is not flipping. It is fading into the text on the other side. I could have changed the icon, but we're just not going there. And then we've got an image and text here. All right. So let's take a look at it in tablet. Looks good in tablet. Everything fits. Ooh, that doesn't. Well, we'll fix it. We'll just fix that in the container version. And let's just look at it in mobile. They all stack, but I did some wonky stuff with the, yeah, we'll fix that too. I had to make it fit in a certain way. You can see how it's overlapping and it's not even. But we'll fix that. We will fix that in the container version. So let's get to converting. All right, here we go. What happens when we hit convert? It duplicates it and puts it below. And there it is. And we've got wackadoodle things happening with the padding and the margin, but we'll fix that. All righty. So, first of all, let's take a look at the Flipbox itself, because let's see if the advanced. There is no margin and padding going on. So let's look at the container. Does the container itself? Oh, but there it is. Okay, let me turn off the circle. That might be bothering you. So I'll hit 0 and I'll hit 0 there. Great, wonderful, and lovely. Pixta's asking a question. Do you build your layout in sections, columns, and then convert it into layers? Not normally, but this is a live show and this is a teaching show. So I'm offering this as a, here's what you do when you've got a sections and columns, and this is how you convert an entire site into containers. So this is just a platform for teaching and what can happen. All right, so we'll go here. Let's double check all of the margins and padding. Everything looks good except this last one. And so let's go back to the, right. Okay, we've got negative margin going on. Well, why don't we just zero all this out? Hello, you number, make you 0. Let's just zero all of this out. And what would happen if I took that off? Okay, I know what's going to happen. All right, we just go with me on this. Why is it there and not there? Okay, everything looks good. I obviously had to do something in the sections to make it align. Let me hit update and let's take a look at it in the browser rendered version. Why is it showing everything? Because it is. Okay. It turns it off in the background. This is what I'm talking about. See, everything else is turned off, but and that only turns it off in the back end. It doesn't do that to the front end. Okay, we're okay. We are okay. So here's our section and columns, and here is the container version that we're working on. All right, so, all right, there's the section. Here's the container. All right, so everything's looking good. I don't think we need to worry about any of this. So we're gonna go ahead and come back to the section here that's in blue, and we're gonna delete it because we got what we need in the container version. Let's take a look at things in the tablet version. We're rocking and rolling. Everything looks good. Yep. And here comes mobile. All right. All right, let's go back to tablet. Okay, this is not working. All right. Because the more info button is being chopped off. Okay. So we need to fix something. We may need to go into the Flipbox and monkey with the margins, which don't seem to be monkeyed with. Back, front, settings, height, border radius, flip, fade, style, padding, front. We don't need to worry about the front padding. We need to worry about the back padding because we got text. Back padding. Okay, what if that happens if I force a 0 in there? Hey, we're looking better. So we have no padding, but if we come to the alignments and do that, hey baby, that's awesome. Okay, that is the Flipbox. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and copy, and I'm going to right click and paste and pray. Ha ha ha, yes, yes. Paste, 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 paste that style. Right click and paste. And now everything fits in the tablet size. And let's go to mobile. And we're looking great for mobile. I could add some padding in there. Just a little. Just a little. But I'm not a perfectionist. It looks good to me. So we're just going to leave it that way. All right. Wonderful and lovely. All right. We're just going to go back to tablet one more time. Check the text here. I know that I put some, and we're just going to have to stay this way. Maybe we can take off a little bit, just a little, because words are wrapping in wackadoodle ways. So we are overlapping, but we want to go, I think you're asking for me to go up a little bit more. Alrighty, that's fine. We can do that. I've got a negative top margin of 45. So let's go higher. Let's go, what, 70? All right. Okay. And let's go here. Because see, on tablet, I would have to, I can't go any more narrow because of the fact then this will squish, yep, it'll squish all the words. See, there's another squish and words got melded together there, squish. We've got a lot of, we're very, we don't need this to be, we need this not to be all the way up there because it makes an imbalance with the header. But we could also, okay, hold on just a second. Oh, okay, I got 5 minutes, so we got to fix this in 5 minutes. All right, so we're going to put this as 0 so that this balances that. Okay, that's good. We're in mobile view and everything looks wonderful and lovely. And then, oh, we got to fix that. Okay, so let's go here and advanced, and we're going to put 0. And that looks good. But see, then we've got this centered puppy there. So do we stay left aligned or do we go to the middle? I think we should go to the middle. So I'm going to right click, edit heading, and we're going to go bang. Right click, edit heading, bang. Right click, edit the icon list, layout, style, and center. Lovely. And we're going to have to because we've got our eyes are all on a prize of that trophy and everything needs to be centered because it's centered. I mean, we could align it to the left, but I don't want to go there. Alignment to the center, but that's not centered. Why? Because there's margin on the right. So in this container, so we need to edit the container, go to advanced, and turn that off. And now it's centered. Everything is centered in there. Wonderful and lovely. And so we have wrapped that up. Skating is asking if it is a client project. Nope. Some of the projects that I do, I literally build just to help teach. So this was just a quick and dirty. I completely made this fictitious Sunshine Industries up. It doesn't really exist. That is very cliche logo, and I created that. And then I just went on Unsplash and grabbed a bunch of industrial photos and threw it in there by looking at another template. So as a guide. So yeah, that's how I do it. And I did this yesterday. I built all of this, picked the colors, and built all of this yesterday. And so I built it in sections and columns and wanted to just offer on my channel, hey, this is live. Here's how you convert a site from sections and columns into containers. So basically, that's what I'm doing. Anytime I can have a platform to help teach and educate, it's just what I do.